I'll be reading some inspirational writings from my dark matter Gothic philosophies. The first is courage data. You can gain strength. You can gain strength from anywhere, the least likely places, which is to your advantage. There's a point where confidence, affirmations, positive thinking, hope, inspiration, validation, encouragement, and hard data reach their limits because your potential is that great. Life throws everything at you because it feels fear even though it's not supposed to. Yes, indifference and that which appears to be non-sentient experiences everything, including our actions, via cosmic vibrations. Appreciate all experiences, including the heartbreaks, defeats, and disappointments, because your very fortitude, wisdom, and experience has automatically rewritten the impersonal, hostile outcome. Turn regrets into regets. You contributed you contributed to that secret deal just by either hearing about it or pondering its possibility. One's highest vision exceeds confining actualities, and hence we should strive to measure up to our unlimited vistas. We should strive to measure up to our unlimited vistas. Let those who you're jealous of, rather, let those who you hate love you. Let those who you hate love you. Allow whatever you wish you had, have, embrace you. Let those who you're jealous of support you. Let those who you're jealous of support you. Turn all enemies into allies. The enemy is the end of me. You can now understand how the ace pitcher strikeout was your accomplishment also, for your very act of witnessing helped them succeed, whether you rooted or booed. Same with the slugger's grand slam, boxer's knockout, both the imperial nation's conquest and the successful revolution or compromise revolution they provoked, another accomplishment, great and small, individual and collective, significant and insignificant as well, becoming more relevant. A mere raindrop can become an ocean in the making on some evolving planet. That doesn't make sense, or it isn't scientifically proven yet in some form. It doesn't matter because that trans-rational thought is a clue for some hidden cue. Okay. Now I'm reading Two Types of Awakening. I wrote this at the height of 2020 during the lockdown. Skeptics, or rather people who haven't been given much of a chance to be skeptics due to the filters induced by our hyper-rationalized society, due to the filters of our hyper-rationalized society, have an opportunity to see more to reality with the present pandemic, while the meditations, prayers, and visions of believers can help them see more via their overlooked examples, because mutated virus mirror maldeveloped humans in a mutated form of evolution. So everything evolves, everything mirrors. But what if some of the believers have run out of hope and answers, or their techniques have run their course? Both the former and latter will be united by common challenges during these paradigm shifts. The unawakened have years to play with various ways to see and compensate for all that supposed lost time at eternal meeting points. But the stumped faithful who've lost their faith or have less pressure, ironically, though they're pressuring themselves to create more portals when they already have. It's not that they've reached a mental dead end. The draining aspects of ego have been drained. The higher cosmos knows because their thoughts, including the more balanced aspects of ego, are so embedded into the collective memory. It knows you when you no longer know, while those who never knew are freer to contemplate. The newly awakened can assist the long awakened even further by following their complementary visions. Again, many are inspired by their prior works. The meditations, visions, and blessings hit the faithful more than any virus or other affliction by strain, not transcendental momentum. So the momentum has a 0 for a typo. So divine numerology. Just open your true spiritual immune system to the sentience of rain, wind, sun, vibration, and other healing elements. Imagine if you're being co-programmed by an OI engineer as an organic intelligence, rather than AI. When you reach this level, you can't resign even when you quit. You have courage even when cowering away, something propelling you forward, though you thought you were in retreat. Your true happiness and health remains locked away, even when you lost all hope. So, finally, I have the advantage of not being anointed, the etheretical, so theoretical ether. Okay. I have no God, so I've envisioned something more personal and hence loving, my intimate mother force. Since I adopted my mother force according to the things which I find sensual, nurturing, empowering, and comforting, she can transport me to my eternal rebirth. Since I'm not bound by genetics and cultural strangleholds, I'm free to anthropomorphize the cosmic medium after my image and more nurturing zones of the environment. So other dimensions beyond the 3D just become higher levels of 3D, stabilizing, overwhelming info into something, resonant. This isn't the same as playing God or adopting whatever conquering nature. Rather, I acknowledge the lost connections. I'm not stuck in memes and paradigms, whether scientific or religious. I'm neither the center of creation or insignificant in a universe becoming more self-aware according to our self-evolution. I become the law by breaking the rules. Rules are meant for people overwhelmed by their options. Rules are meant for people overwhelmed by the options. And many laws have flaws. So if you add the F. So fuck the laws. I'm under no pressure to save the world and contribute because my vision opens all eyes, remote and godly. Compassion-based defiance and freedom tames chaos. Suddenly, even engineers, scientists, and pragmatic leaders see more with their systems. Money, technology, and methodology don't exceed human needs. Reality is ruled by its highest probabilities. Reality is ruled by its highest probability. It wants us to succeed. Even the most unfortunate, traumatized person is part of something bigger, a more realized self residing in a more nourishing environment or personalized multiverse within something all-revealing. No one can confirm my sense, so this allows me to sense inconceivable things. I have no plan or blueprint showing me the way so I can become anything. I'm not chosen, but I'm one who chooses to be one with the one. So it's like one, an eternal one. I need not prove anything, which is meant to improve me. Proof that I'm here. I am the proof. The divine doesn't heed the tyrannical demands of empirical systems. Its truths are coded even to itself. Our perceptive potential is why we are here, to unveil it. My ability to contemplate and see my mother force in other worlds and kindreds to degrees is a validation in itself. The very things you use to shame me like no one else sees that, and why do you think these things indirectly validate my personal connection? Maybe we all have this trans-evolutionary gift that is the trans-rational, the primal visionary mind, which I speculated about, the intermediary between the rational, irrational, and everything in between. It's an incomplete gene comprised of our it's an incomplete gene compromised by our rationale and adaptations to the challenges presented by unacquainted environments or the unexpected challenges. It's been further compromised and maldeveloped by our hyper-rational culture. Some people accept their dormant, unrealized gift as an affliction, ADD, schizophrenia, mental illness, or turbulence, and the like. But I define and cultivate my sense. But I have no right to define someone's internalized mental turbulence as a misunderstood gift, just like they have no right to make my sense as being anything less. So this is a bonus, some affirmations. So, how can you not be loved? How can you be an accident? Even if people like you in a limited way, you must have some purpose here. If you have nothing going for you, then be a secret agent of love. Blindly believe that God or your higher force shall steer your unmanned ship, your deserted ship, your deserted ship. Just like storms can ravage untended boats, why can't they be carried by gentle winds? Possibly be adapted by another culture. At the beginning of your recovery or therapeutic process, the healing, blessing, empowering sunbeam starts out thin. As your faith deepens, the light widens and brightens, filling you with more positive energy. Keep at it, for one day the light will be a sun flare. So too will your constricting mind expand. And the refreshing sprinkler shooting the purified drops of compassion and love into your polluted consciousness will eventually become a raging tropical storm, flooding the dingy, corroded compartments of your mind, cleansing you of negativity and nightmares and traumas. Trauma dramas are nightmares, trauma dramas. The medicine is always working, whether or not you are aware of it. The daily drops accumulate, and before the patient knows, he or she is stronger and more vibrant, although it can take hours, days, weeks, even years. But as long as you take your medication, you'll be steps ahead of other ailing souls in denial. Your wishful mind is like a lighthouse, beaming a ray of hope through the fog and storms. The angels in the sky shall send help soon. Just like a maid washes away the accumulating filth on a daily basis, so too must you constantly cleanse your spirit. The cleaning can take seconds, minutes, an hour, as long as you make some effort, whether through prayer, meditation, or whatever frees your mind. Every frustration, obstacle, trauma, challenge, disappointment, and failure will be irrelevant in the end. Negativity will get all the credit, not blame, if you succumb to self-destruction. I know it's not that simple, but since you believe again, the good spirits celebrate because they know another angel shall soon join them. You won't be just another statistic. As a result of your pro-life choice, the congesting, suffocating dark clouds part and the sun burns brightly. I cannot always tell you what's right. I can always tell you what you want to hear. If your wishes haven't been answered, or you're still waiting to have your desires fulfilled, then maybe the present climate is lacking. You may not necessarily be unworthy. The climate is always changing, which you're actually helping to change. So have the faith that a more appropriate phase, one that's more in tune to your needs, will come. You can literally resurrect reality.